Okay, so this next video, I'm going to show you how to use the templates and the worksheets that I created to do the actual data reporting. So first you're going to go in and find those. Right now, I mean, you should probably put them in a more understandable place, but you're going to go into the CM marketing folder in Dropbox. You're going to go into keep, CM data, site reports, in progress. That basically means stuff that I'm currently still working on. And then it's this quarterly reports, worksheets, and instructions. And you're going to open that up. And it looks a little bit daunting, but don't worry. So first we're going to start with the CMA demos worksheet. So in this video I'm just going to show you the CMA courses, just because that's the one that we use the most, and if I do all of them it's going to be hard to sort of reference this video to figure out what's going on. So yeah, so this one is just going to be doing CMA courses. So what we're looking at here is 3 different columns. We have one called last quarter, one called this quarter, one called rolling total. So last quarter, this is where you're going to put in the data from obviously the last quarter. So I'm going to open up the 2015 Q1 report. So this is the last quarter, and let's look at Maryhaven. So this is the adult participant demographic data from that quarter for Maryhaven. This is rolling from Q1 of 2015 from the beginning of time. So this is what we want to look at. So what we're going to do is you're just going to copy all of these numbers, and you can just do it all at once. So shift click, so it picks up all of them, and you're going to go to copy. I'm going to go over here, and instead of doing just Control V, just pasting it as is, just to keep it looking neat, I like to right click, or I think on Macs you do something different, so whatever you do to get here. And then you're going to go here to just paste the values, because if you go in to paste this, I don't know, I just think it looks a lot neater when you just paste the values. Yeah. Oh, and also you need to paste values, otherwise your percentages are going to get messed up. So we've pasted this in, so this is our previous quarter's data, and then on this quarter, this is where we put in from the raw reports from the quarter that we're working on that Pam sent us. So I'm going to go back to this email. Let's pretend that all of this is from a quarter that we're working on. Let's pretend that this is from 2015 second quarter. Instead of first quarter. So we are going to, or excuse me, I don't know. So let's just pretend that this is from the quarter that we're working on and not from the last quarter. So we're going to download this. We need to open it in Excel. Sorry, my default is in Excel, so I have to do this a weird way. It wants to open. Let's see. Sorry, this is taking forever. There it goes. Okay. So this is the Maryhaven data from this quarter that we want to add to the data that we already figured out last quarter. So since we're just looking at the demographic part, that's all we're going to care about for this worksheet. Something that I do is I get it to where I can look at both of these things at once. On my tiny, tiny screen. Okay. So we're going to look over here. So we're gonna start over here. It looks like everybody, I mean, this is not surprising from Maryhaven, but everybody who participated was a woman. So we're just gonna replace everything that's in here right now with the numbers that are in here. You'll notice that the percentages automatically change. That's because the formula that's in here is automatically going to take care of that for you. Same thing with this, it automatically sums it. So just be really careful when you are putting in data to not change any of these formulas. Otherwise it's going to mess everything up. And then you're going to keep doing the same thing. So 2 people 18 to 29, 6 people 2, 1, nobody, 60 and over. Again, you'll notice these automatically populate. Ethnicity. So this is a thing where we leave out the missing percent. So 10 people said not Hispanic or Latino. We aren't going to worry about that missing response. We don't want to include it. Let's go down to this one. So less than a high school degree is 4. GED or high school degree is 2. Some college, 3. 2-year college, 2. Nobody said 4-year college. Make that 0. The reason why we have a row here that is blacked out was because we need a corresponding row from a question that was on the 2012 survey that we still want to keep those responses to, but because it doesn't get asked on the current survey, we don't need to care about putting in new responses to that. Okay, and we're going to go down here to the race question. So we want to pay attention to these numbers up here. So 11 people responded to the race question. 10 people responded to the programs question. So we need to put these in manually, these sums, because again, if it automatically summed all of these up, then this would be much bigger than 10 because people can select more than one of these. It just so happens that race, nobody selected more than one race. So 6 white, 4 black or African American, and then 1 other. And then if we go down to programs, again, so this total right here is 16, even though only 10 people responded, so we don't want to worry about this 16 number right here. So nobody said WIC, 6 people said SNAP, breakfast 2, lunch 3, nobody had reduced supper, nobody had summer meals, nobody had start, 3 people visited a food pantry, and 2 people said none of these programs. So yeah, and so then what's going to happen after you put all of this information in is this column over here takes these first 2 columns and adds them together automatically. So, I mean, it kind of makes intuitive sense, like this 94 plus 11 is 105. So this, I've set up all of these formulas to automatically populate all of this, all of these sections to give you the correct numbers. The demographics is something that you could do manually if you wanted to. It's not too hard. Just go to the most recent quarterly report and just add them in manually and then save it as the updated quarterly report. But this is a way that you can do it that you don't have to think so much about the math. But I mean, it's completely up to you what you want to do. If there are more than one courses, if there's more than one course in this quarter, probably the easiest thing to do is just to add those up together and then put them in here. Let's see, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, so that's how you do the demographics. What you now do with this is you go through again, copy it, and then you're going to go over to the most recent quarterly report and you're just going to update everything. So I'm in the Maryhaven course demos. Let's pretend like I've already resaved this as 2015 Q2 report. I'm going to click here, and again I'm going to do paste values. If I do it like this, it's going to screw everything up because it's not going to recognize all of those formulas. So I need to do it as pasting values. And yeah, so that's how you update the demographics. That seems kind of tedious, but after you do it a whole bunch of times for each host site, it goes really fast and it gets really easy. All right, so after you do the demographics, you're going to go into the results. So let's look at the Maryhaven CMA results. So it's going to be pretty much the same process. In this worksheet template that I created, there's a CMA results worksheet. So what we're going to do is go back in here to our Q1 data from Maryhaven CMA. We're going to copy all of these numbers, go back into our worksheets, and then again go in and paste the values. And then it's the same thing. We go into our raw data. Hold on, I'm going to... I hope you can read this. I'm having to record at a pretty low resolution to make it actually record without freezing my computer. So I hope this is making sense. And right now I have this at like viewing at 75% in Excel, just to make everything fit. Okay. So let's go down to the before and after questions. Again, because I have not yet I haven't copied and pasted the after results. I'm going to do that real quick. Yeah. Okay, so this part is a little bit tedious, but again, it's going to be the kind of thing that you're going to get used to it and figure out how it works. Yeah, so this question, plan meals ahead of time. You know what? Oh, here we go. This is just in a weird order. So we can go in here. Let's see, easiest way to do this. So if you do, so this plan meals ahead of time, if you click on the before, the mean, and then control click the after arithmetic mean, copy it, come over here, click there, and then go into copy values. It'll take it over. And then you want to put in the n equals 7, which it just happens to be the same, n equals 7. Comparing prices before buying food. Same thing. Copy those. Paste those in. Again, you'll notice that these are automatically populating. That's because I've already put in the formulas to get them to. So you don't need to worry about figuring out the percentages. Worry that you might run out of food before you get more. Our neighbors are smoking pot. I'm going to do the paste values, shop with a grocery list. Oops. So this one is 7. So when I did this the last time, only 6 people, but because it was 7 here, I want to change that to 7. Yeah, and you're just going to keep doing this all the way down. Those questions aren't in order just because of the way that, oh man, that smells so bad. Just because of the way that the survey was laid out. So those, you're just going to have to go find them and put them in. But some of them are in order. So this nutrition facts and then 2 hours of waking up. These you can just paste in more than one at a time. And then make sure you get those numbers so they're both 7. And then times a week you eat fruit. Yeah, so this makes, I mean, this is pretty obvious. You're just going to keep doing the same thing all the way down. The only time it's going to be just even a little bit different is down here on these behavior questions. You're going to look at the percentage and then how many people answer that question. So remember, we want to look at the valid percent. So did you make any of the recipes from this course at home? We don't care about this 30%, we're only going to use this 33.3%. So we're going to put it in as 33.3% out of the total valid, which is 9. So the total number of people who took the survey was 10, but only 9 people answered this question. And then it's the same thing for this down here. Do you plan to share things that you learned in this course with others? So only 9 people answered this question, but out of those 9, 100% said yes, I'm going to do it. So you're going to go through all of that. And again, this third column, because this already has all the formulas in it, it's already taking the averages and everything, you're just going to copy and paste these numbers over into here. Remember to paste it as values and not just do a control V, because that'll mess up the percentages. So one of the reasons why this is so involved and why you can't just average the old and new together is because we have to take weighted averages of these before and after, because the sample size is different each time. If that doesn't make sense, just trust me that you have to do it a particular way. So like this formula that we're using right here is the weighted average of rolling from the previous quarter and the quarter that we're working with. So this is what you're going to do with all of the CMA courses. I will make a different video for CMATs because that's a little bit different. And then I don't yet have the worksheets for like Cooking Matters for kids or Cooking Matters for teens, but it's going to look exactly the same thing as this. Something else that is important to know is that you'll notice that some of these here in this second column are blacked out. That's because these correspond to questions that are not on the current survey. And so this data for these rows is never going to change. We still want to report it because they were on previous surveys, since we're reporting data rolling from the beginning of courses at these different places. We still want them on the report, but because we're never going to get new data for those questions because we don't ask those questions anymore, these are blacked out. So this is just to help you in making sure that you don't put any wrong numbers in wrong places. So I hope this one's helpful, and I'll do another video on how to do specifically the CMATs.